Hey guys, hey, I am back. Please like this video on your way in or out the door. Shout out to the Adventure Replay game. Oh, y'all know I was coming. I expected to come earlier, but I wound up being on the phone last night and on Instagram, got caught up with a couple of funny reels. So uh, I woke up not too much earlier than Nala did. So I didn't have enough time to do the live. Plus, Pills was live and I saw that I really enjoyed it. I was sitting over there catch his replay. I shared it on my community wall. Yeah, the Chicago guys have been acting up. Shout out to Pills and Talent, baby, because they definitely will be a part of this conversation as we go along. So, as you go, guys know I had to drag an alligator bitch. See, as you can see, and let me play this clip. So you guys can get a little estimate. It's only about 45 seconds. Give me, if you can, hopefully you can hear it. Today, we're going to be talking about narcissistic gang stalking. But the truth is that narcissistic gang stalking, it is very real, okay? And it's frightening. It is a coordinated attack of a group of people against one individual, usually. And the intent is to control, intimidate, or to instill fear. The attackers are often people who have been manipulated or coerced by a narcissistic leader into taking part in gang stalking. So it's often done in a very covert, underhanded way. They are some of the most dangerous people in the world. It's happening to more and more people every day. They want to make them feel afraid, and they want them completely under their thumb. And they want to control every aspect of your life. What up, so fly? Okay, let me stop this. Hopefully, they don't fuck with Nala algorithm. So yeah, what up, so fly, boo? Thank you for stopping down. So like I was saying, as you guys realized the other day, right? We got a bunch of weak bitches in this sector. And Snaggletooth Nika is the biggest, ugliest one. Well, not the biggest, computer back is. And can you imagine being almost 60, being led by a bitch that took 8 years to get a 4-year degree? Can you imagine being that pathetic in life? Your pussy so trash. You couldn't raise any good kids, so you got to depend on somebody else's kids who depended on somebody else. Crazy work, right? So let's get to it. Because I want to talk about these weird bitches. Because I'm gonna get to these wannabe main characters, but I'm gonna get to these fucking weird ass subscribers. Because the other day, because I drug a bitch. Because see, I'm used to gang stalking. Unfortunate at this point, but I've dealt with it with, like I told you guys, government agencies. It started out when I realized government agencies do this shit. It started out with my oldest daughter dad with his stalking ass. But he got mad when I told him to get the fuck out of my face. So shout out to the women in this sector. Once I put out the court papers, they seen what it was. And it's not new. But a lot of these bitches, thank you, number one caller. I will absolutely. I came out here telling my story. The same story I came like I feel like we gotta be a voice sometimes, right? I told the story about how niggas be trapping women. They'll take the condom off without permission of the women. And then just depending on your beliefs, because I don't personally believe in abortions. And I'm happy I don't, because my son wouldn't be here. But like my dad told me when I came to him, like I was upset about it. And my dad told me, he was like, that's why you should never sleep with any man that you don't want the possibility of getting pregnant by. Because even if they wouldn't have took the condom off, it's always a possibility the condom broke. So if you don't feel like that person is good enough to have children with, you should never sleep with them. And I learned my lesson and never did that again, right? So, because at the very least, you don't want nobody in your children's life that's not going to be a good father. What up, God's blessing? That you know is not going to be, and they ain't going to treat you right. They damn sure ain't going. Anyway, so I told that story all the time, and I also told y'all about how when I told my ex to get the fuck away from me, just like these weird ass bitches on here is no different. I'm pretty sure plenty of women know that these niggas like to play ACS game. They want to give the image like it's women that's so obsessed with men and can't let go and trying to get them arrested and keep them down along with the white man, blah blah blah. But when you come to be an adult woman, a real adult woman, I'm not talking about these mammy ass bitches. We already know that these niggas, a lot of the stereotypes that they put on women more than often apply to themselves. They often gossip more. They often are bigger haters. They often are way more insecure, especially in people they're supposed to be in relationship with. So, and if you ever dealt with a narcissistic man, please, they'll chameleon, they'll play a chameleon as long as they need to when they think they're gonna get you where they want you. But unfortunately, well, fortunately, unfortunately, majority of the guys I dealt with that are narcissists, they really felt like, oh, if I get her pregnant, she's gonna be stuck with me. No, 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 I will not. What up? What up, Miss Darlings Boo? Not uppity. I love my child, not you, bitch. You can kick rocks. The fuck. So yeah, and I'll replace you. That's what I always had that feeling, right? So niggas can never hold me down with a child. If I keep telling you to leave, it just depends. Like if you're not doing something right, that's right. What up, Pisces? This is a Pisces. I showed her some birthday Pisces love. The Pisces are in effect in a retrograde season. So yeah, I told that nigga to get the fuck away from me because he was getting on my fucking nerve. And as a Pisces, like when he used to try to get upset with me, he used to try to down talk me. And that's one thing you ain't gonna never do to uppity. I was raised to love myself unconditionally, bitch. And enough for everybody. You ain't never got to like me. I love myself way too much, right? So, and I keep telling people before I believe that there's anything wrong with me, I'm more liable to believe there's something wrong with you, bitch. That's just how it is, you know? I was Kanye before Kanye. Well, I'm older than him, but I'm just saying he made it more famous. But yeah, I've been on that type of time. So so anyway, once he started talking crazy to me like that, I said, "Oh nigga, you got to," and that's the thing. I will roast the fuck out of you. I don't give a fuck. So I used to roast his ass, and I know his feelings was hurt. So, but he would always come back because he thought it was an opening. See me, I'm thinking I'm keeping a good co-parenting relationship, and he thinks it's a possibility for him to come back. It was weird. What up, Annie Boo? So when he realized that I moved to my new apartment because when I this is I had my apartment right, and I had moved to another apartment, and I did not give him the address. He flipped his shit and he got so mad. But actually, he didn't know. He didn't call ACS. I called ACS because he was basically taking instead of spending time with his daughter, he would be asking her if I had a man in the house, popping her, talking about she's lying when she say no. First of all, I'm not that type. I love my kids. Fuck you. I don't have men around my kids about your ego, bitch. It's about the protection of my children. So my daughter wasn't lying to him. So I said, oh wow, he's so obsessed with me because I'm not gonna say like he was a bad father, but at that time he was being a bad father. So you're so obsessed with me instead of taking the time to spend time with your daughter. Because at first he used to always take both of the kids. Because I met him when my son was 6 months old, and I told you his father was a bum. His father was in and out maybe until he was about 3 years old, and I told him to go away because he was gonna stop saying things to my son. Another narc. He would promise my son certain things, and I don't never call none of these niggas. No nigga I talk to in real life can be like, I blew up their phone. It just never happens. So he would tell my son like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick you up this day," and then I'll call him because if you ain't gonna do nothing, I'm gonna make sure I have other plans. So I would call him once it's like after the time, and he'll be like, "Oh, why are you calling me? I'm with my daughter." Weird shit like that. I'm like, "What, nigga?" So he did that one or two many times for me, and I say, "You know what, nigga? If you want to see your son again, you go to court and ask for permission because you ain't never come to my house again, bitch. And if you come again, I'm gonna have you beat up." And he knew I could do it, right in his own neighborhood. He could think he was being slick and come to my house, but he already know an ass would be waiting for him the minute he stepped up the train in Harlem. So he never came back. But I didn't say he couldn't see his son. I just said that he needs to set it up in the court. Since he keep lying and shit. So if you really want to see your son, go put the effort in, go to court and file for visitation. Whatever. And he wasn't even on child support. I could have. So anyway, my daughter's father was basically like a father to him. So he used to always get both the kids, whether we together or not. But when but um but then when he started doing that, oh, one day he only take his daughter some days, not my son. No, you can't never take him again. No, we're good. We're good on that. Because I see you trying to play those games too. But when I moved, I moved, and plus he was doing that with my daughter, asking her inappropriate questions because it's like, why are you asking her about adult business? But anyway, He didn't know my address. That nigga flipped the fuck out. I called ACS and I said, listen, I want him to remain in his child's life, but I don't want him doing this to his child because I'm not when he's stalking me. And at that time, I hadn't seen him about 4 or 5 months. So when I did that, he went and told ACS that, oh, she jealous because I got married. What? I didn't even know you was married. Mind you, I have 2 order protections against him. One in the borough I used to live at and one in the new borough because he was still violating the old one by constantly calling me when he know he wasn't allowed to do that. I told him, like I told my son father, go to court and set it up. He didn't want to do that. So anyway, but I didn't know at the time he married somebody that worked for courts. So skip to that, blah, 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 blah. So they played the ACS game. They won initially because I didn't realize how the court was crooked. I had never had an experience with court where there was crooked lawyers, crooked judges, anything nefarious in the court system. I at the time that I went through that, you couldn't tell me that I shouldn't have been a lawyer. I'm like, this shit is easy. Shit, I should go to school and become an attorney. Cause I'll be breezing through these court cases without even fucking needing an attorney. You couldn't tell uppity she wasn't the shit. Like I said, I have a little. I can admit, like I think a little bit of narcissism is good, but at that now I was delusional, but I didn't realize I was delusional because I didn't realize how it could turn. So they did that shit, but uppity is smart as fuck. So once I seen what was going on, I went and I went over the judges and the court system had, and I filed a couple of papers at Albany. So they couldn't get me like they wanted to, and eventually shit was overturned. Put it like that. But there was never a time when my kids went anywhere stinking. That's a lie. That was debunked. That's why that judge had to retire. Both everybody know how hard it is to get a judge fired, but both judges that handle those cases had to retire back to back. You can call it a coincidence or not, whatever. But anyway, we move we move forward, right? I came to the B sector telling that story because that when he tried that with my older daughter, it was very traumatic because at the same time I had lost my grandmother who was my mother. So it was like a lot. It was very traumatic. So I just want to come tell my story of what I was going through, how I got over it, because some people need to hear that. Some people probably going through it at this very moment. Worse than me, not as much as me, who knows, right? But I told the story. Of course, these weird ass bitches in the sector want to make something out of nothing. So that's why I don't be that's why I am the way I am on here, and I try to teach women to do that. Because you got these weak ass, mammy ass bitches who don't mean no good to nobody. Hey Cassie, you what up, boo? CEO boss lady. Sorry if I'm missing anybody, because I'm just telling the story if I forget any. Um, so that's just the way I am because bitches will try you. And what I notice is people like being around weak bitches or people that can make them feel better than. They never going to take the time to do the work and build themselves up or make anything out their life. So what they rather do is they come to try to steal your joy, steal your personal happiness, your black girl, black boy happiness. People are really sitting around trying to take that joy, not realizing it's not going to bring them any because they're miserable. They don't know themselves. They're not happy with themselves, right? They can't never be transparent because they lie to themselves all the fucking time, right? So we all know I came to the sector saying that, taking very good care of my kids. Uh, you guys seen some of my son videos, well spoken, never been to jail. So that was my story time. So then we got bitches like Snaggletooth Nika wants to talk about story times about how people are mother and how people wouldn't have a place to live without their children. Excuse me, bitch. Are you okay, ho? The state took your son from you and put him, locked his ass right up because you was a piss poor mother. Your son sat in the state system, in the penal jail system. Your son sat in jail because you failed as a mother, bitch. I put the clips up on my Instagram for those who want to say I'm lying. This is what this bitch came on telling her story times about, exploiting her son, saying how she failed him as a mother, and the minute he get out of jail, you exploiting him for views again. There's nothing sacred to your ugly ass bitch. That's why you failed your son, whore. And then you online blaming other kids. How another child gonna have more influence on your child than you, bitch? I hate when these mothers are degenerate, no good ass bastards come online blaming other people for their lack of parenting. She literally sat in the lab and said he got to hang out with better friends. No, bitch, you should have taught him better discernment. You always want to talk about autism. My son had autism. He ain't never been, my son ain't never he had no much as a ticket, a disorderly conduct ticket. My son ain't never been suspended from school. And my son ain't never been on no medication either, bitch. And there's nothing wrong with that. If your child has autism, you got to use medicine and use it. I'm just saying, that's not what my son had to go through. I took it the time. I didn't know nothing about no autism until my son was born. I had never heard of it, never knew anybody with it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I didn't really want to baby with his dad, but his dad has it in his family deep. Like my son has an uncle that had to be put in a hospital because he was so violent. I really think my genetic pool leveled him out. No shade. But this bitch came online with her primitive son that with time in jail, the state took. And this is the bitch that's online trying to give me mothering advice. This is the bitch. I raised a child that ain't never touched no fucking jail system, bitch. None of my brothers, I got 5 of them. None of them touched jail during their teenage fucking years, bitch. And unlike your sloppy ass, my brothers is outside. They didn't play that shit. As much as you get bitched out by these dusty ass niggas, the niggas that you the same niggas you scared of, they don't say shit to uppity because they already see what happened when they started with me, bitch. Don't no fucking nigga put fear in me. I know the men back and I have. I'll talk crazy to you because let you come to New York saying a motherfucking thing to me, bitch. Like I tell people, dox all you want to. You ain't gonna pull up. So anyway, you get ran over by these niggas and go apologize. And some of them you even pay for, like Buddy Lee, you dumb bitch. So how are you giving me mother advice talking about the state when the state raised your motherfucking son? And then you blame the other children. Talking about he hanging around the corner. No, he had the wrong fucking mother, bitch. Too much of that tar heroin. You and your sisters been ugly all your life. Your mother was ugly too. So that's the real story. Since we want to sit here and lie, let me tell a truth about bitches that look like you. And this is been collected over data from people that study mental health awareness, right? Bitches that look like you and your sister and probably your ugly ass mama too. Because I keep telling y'all all the time, I hate when people that wasn't born cute try to get cute with me, bitch. Don't do that. So normally bitches with low self-esteem and usually tend to be from looks. They don't they're not how you say. Well, Cassie, she started with me, so I'm finishing it and telling the truth. Bitches that are ugly, morbidly obese, slow, you know what I'm saying? Just don't fit the standard of beauty at any fucking level. There is no one standard. There are different levels and different standards of beauty, different things out there that people like. You know, whether you in same gender living or heterosexual relationship, right? But Nika doesn't fit the mold of any of them bitches. She looked like a before and after 8. She looked like the after version of the 8. She's the reason why people think black people, look at her. She looked like a part of the evolution. And she know it too. That's why she went crying to Instagram about it, talking about I hurt her feelings. Read the clip. I didn't know that Instagram puts the reason that y'all gave. Because I didn't harm anybody. I didn't threaten anybody in that post. So that didn't go through, but I hurt your feelings because the truth hurts, bitch. You a low down dirty shame. And everybody in your family, you had your son and nephew, because you and your sister felt them both, bitch. Y'all too busy taking after last call phone calls when all the women of standards said no. Y'all got to get the peen any way y'all motherfucking can. Ain't no nigga gave y'all motherfucking ugly bitches a dime. More than likely, you were selling food stamps to get whatever little piece of dick you did get. That's why you was always at the pantry, Nika. Thank you. See you later, CEO boss. That's why you was always at the pantry. See, I never did a story time about me going to any fucking food pantry, bitch. Whether I get food stamps or not, my cabinets are gonna stay full. I don't deal with no broken ass nigga, bitch. I have to fight in court with their daddy. I don't have to fight with the judge over my son. I ain't never had to fight with the court over my daughter. I had to fight with their daddy, bitch. This is the situation between me and their daddy. You lost your kids to the system, you piss poor ass bitch. And you never grown up. Never grown the fuck up. You still begging right now, bitch. You at the age you claim you worked all these years, you should be having a nice retirement age. And y'all sat here and proved everything I fucking said about you weird ass bitches. Y'all went over there trying to steamroll everybody for a wish list gift or cash app, bitch. Everybody y'all fucking talked to. Y'all even, and then y'all had a whole panel about where Erpity hurt you bitches. Like I give a fuck. You don't see, that's one thing you got to understand about me. When people try to fucking gang stalk me, oh bitch, I'ma turn that bitch around. Cause I done beat motherfucking city agency. You whack ass bitches ain't shit. Ghetto, please stop it. Anyway, so yeah, they was over there on the link. She was lying on me, talking about motherhood, when we all know how her motherhood went. Like I said, the only place my kids went was to fucking college, bitch. When they went home, when they went away from home, it was to college or work. And they came back home. It was not a goddamn time I needed to talk to any motherfucking judge. And that's why I went off of them like I went in court. I don't even have to fucking talk to their daddy, bitch, if I didn't want to. Never did. Like I said, he was using my child, just like you try to use Nyla. He was trying to use my older daughter as something against me, bitch. Not the other way around. You wouldn't know that because you got abandoned. You sleep with niggas that pump and dump and abandon you and your ugly ass seeds, your ain't shit seeds. They don't even leave you. And it's bad enough because I feel like child support is not enough. You know what I'm saying? Time very much counts. Y'all know I complain about that all the time with Nala Daddy. But not only did that nigga leave you physically, he left you financially. Because I promise you, he went to jail for some bum nigga shit, knocking bitches upside the head. It was a need there. It was a lack that you didn't provide. And you working hours don't make that'll make sense because you are admitted tar heroin addict. Uppity ain't never did no fucking drugs other than weed and alcohol. And I didn't even drink or smoke until I turned 18. Well, I really didn't even smoke like that. I didn't really smoke like that till I was 21 because weed used to burn my throat. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, so when we want to talk about motherhood, let's remember who child went in the slammer. Let's remember who came online back when I wasn't even talking about that. I don't want y'all to think I was talking about that Sarah lady when I said that she stole the money. It was a lady that sent some money via what is that? Damn, y'all back again on the story. She sent via some money or $100. It had something to do with a Walmart fee. This is bad. Sneaky Nika took that money. And she talking about her past. Your past, you were still older than me, bitch. You were still older than me. You can't teach me something you don't know in life, bitch. You've been a scammer. You've been a beggar. And you've been a horrible mother. That's why your son was in jail his whole teenage life, bitch. Your son spent his teenage, and you don't even know if he was touched or not. He probably was. Because you a weak ass bitch, so you can't raise no man child because you're not even a fucking woman, bitch. What up? Just read my book. But anyway, I thought Nala was gonna do better in the tub, but she just sprayed all this water on the floor. But we'll be back later for a part 2. But y'all go check out my IG so you guys can see Uppity ain't got the motherfucking lie. Yeah, thank you. Just read my book, Sweet Home Alabama. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't get the name for shit. But yeah, guys, I'll be back for part 2. Mom Life calls me. Poverty would never know about this shit. Let's hopefully she don't unalive one of them fake kids because it's tax time and she can't even afford StreamYard. So they ain't getting no money like that. Sassy Francis, boo. I'll see you guys later.